I got it. Sweet, we got a Leaf for the Tacoma now. Hello and welcome back to EV Swap. I'm Jimmy and I'm a car enthusiast. I love cars of all types, but here at EV Swap, I take cars over to gas and make them electric. All right, some updates for this week. The Tacoma no longer has an engine. We got the engine removed out of this truck. There's actually a lot more space under the hood than I expected. It's definitely a bigger vehicle than the Frontier. So possibly I'll be able to put some of the battery up under the hood. I think that's going to help me space the battery so we have some of the battery up in the front and then some under the bed in the rear. Because if you remember my last video on this truck, there's less space under the bed than in the Frontier, which is a little funny because the engine bay is so much bigger on this truck, but the Frontier has more room in the back. But anyway, that's pretty cool. The motor is here with the transmission, and I have that listed up on Craigslist. Like I said, that motor's for sale. Also, we've got the exhaust and the fuel lines, the fuel tank, all of the gas truck parts. So if anybody has a Tacoma that needs something, I got parts. If you see over here, we have another vehicle in the shop. This is a 1973 Volkswagen Beetle, like the classic Beetle, and this one's actually in super good shape. The paint has a few little minor defects, but overall it's really good, especially for its age. And the interior on this car is super nice. So if we have a look inside, it's got really nice upholstery. The dashboard is in really good shape. The steering wheel, everything is here. And even the back seat looks really nice. So this is just a sweet little car. The owner, Kevin, wants to have this as an EV. And then of course, it's got the original engine in there, which we'll need to remove. And this car actually runs really well too. So if you need a motor for a Volkswagen Beetle, we got one here, 1973. So this is carbureted, not fuel injected. And it actually runs and drives really well. Everything seems to work great on this car, so it's gonna make an awesome conversion. You see this big pile of stuff? This is actually an EV West kit for the Beetle. So EV West has been in this game longer than me, much longer. They've been doing this for a long time, and they have a kit which supposedly is a bolt-in kit for the Beetle. So it's a Hyper 9 motor and some Tesla Model S modules, just the normal EV conversion type stuff. And this car should have about 100 miles range with this battery and this motor and everything. So this customer, he doesn't want a ton of range. He doesn't want a ton of performance. He just wants a nice, cool, classic car that he can drive around electric. So that's what this car is going to be. I'm really excited to get stuck in on this car. I would like to be able to do more conversions like this, where there's just a bolt-in kit versus using all Nissan Leaf parts for a Frontier conversion. There's just so much more fabrication involved with this vehicle than with something like this. At least that's my thoughts. We'll know when we get into it. But that's kind of my thoughts. EV West has some pretty good products, really good kits for these Volkswagens and Porsches. And I'm really excited to get started on this car. So that about does it for me. I'm about to go home and celebrate Christmas. And I hope everybody out there has a Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays, whichever holidays you celebrate. And we'll see you right here next week. Thanks for watching. All right, so I'm out in the driveway of my brother-in-law's house. They're doing Christmas Eve lunch in there, and I got Copart up because the Nissan Leaf that I want to bid on for the Tacoma is going on auction today. And I'm hoping because it's Christmas Eve that I might be able to get a good deal on it without a lot of other people bidding. So I'm going to load up the auction site so you can see how it works. So this is Copart, and this is the car. It's a 2025. It only has 247 miles on it. But you can see from this image, it's pretty wrecked in the front and a little bit on the rear. But it's got 247 miles range at 75%. So it's got a good battery in there. And we can tell from the door tag that it's 4,872 pounds gross weight, which is how you know it's a 60 kilowatt hour battery. So I'm going to pull up the auction. My auction is next. They're selling this beat up Honda Pilot. Okay, here it comes. It's going up 7,500. This guy in Wisconsin wants this car. Let's try to run the time down. $8,000. It looks like only one other person's bidding against me though, so hopefully we can get it. Yeah, this guy's bidding. I really don't want to spend more than $10,000 on this car. Winning. Bonus time. Looks like his limit was 9,000. I got it. Sweet. We got a Leaf for the Tacoma now. So let's go back and I'll show you a little bit more of the details on this car. 2025. It's got front end damage. It doesn't look that bad though. It probably still drives. The bumper's torn. A little bit of dents on the rear. Airbags deployed. Interior looks pretty nice. But yeah, it looks like it's got a nice healthy battery. And I also like that it's at 75% charge, which means it hasn't been sitting in the auction lot for months at fully charged or fully empty, which is good for the battery health. And it looks like the charge ports are undamaged. And like I said, that this is how you know it's a 62 kilowatt hour, is the gross vehicle weight is 4,872 pounds. If it's 40 kilowatt hour, then that's like 4,300 pounds or something like that. But it looks like we won. Super cool. It's also cool because this is in Colorado, so I can just go pick it up with my truck and trailer. I don't have to get it shipped, which is nice. Cool. So I won it. And like I said, I think I got a good deal on it because it's Christmas Eve. And there was only one other person bidding against me from Minnesota. And I've bid on Leafs and I get outbid all the time by people in Ukraine, in Russia, in India and Mexico, all over the world, Slovakia. So that was cool that there's only one other person bidding against me, probably again because of the holiday. So cool. Well, I'm gonna stop. Yep, here we go. I won. So I won the lot. I'll have to take care of that and go pay for it. I'll do that later today. And very cool. We got ourselves a Leaf, boys, so we can move ahead with the Tacoma project. Thanks again for watching. Merry Christmas.